Hey, welcome to Goose Creek Fly Fishing. I'm Trent, and tonight we're going to tie Gary LaFontaine's Emergent Sparkle Pupa. It may seem intimidating if you see it. It's not. We're going to break it down step by step. But you sit back, enjoy yourself, and let's get into the tie.
Okay, so this is the Gary LaFontaine's Emergent Sparkle Pupa, and as I mentioned earlier, it is fished as a dry fly. So I'm going to be using a TMC 100 dry fly hook. Now, depending on how you want to tie this, the biggest I would tie this is probably in about a size 12. The smallest I would attempt to tie it, I've seen guys tie it down to a 20. I'd probably maybe an 18, but if you can do a 20, do a 20. So I'm just going to start my thread, and my thread is just some 8/0 camel. I'm just going to work back to the barb of the hook, or right where the shank starts to bend into the curve, if you got a barbless hook. So for the overbody, I'm using Antron yarn. So this Antron yarn, I've already taken my my comb and just kind of comb that out so it becomes very wispy, and I want to break this into roughly equal clumps. So we're done with that, and I'm just going to roll my vise over on the side, and I'm going to catch that Antron yarn. I'm going to pull it through. Just tie that off nice and tight there. Okay. Pull out my scissors, clip that excess, just because it'll help later when I'm putting in the underbody. So like I said, this will be the overbody, and then this Antron yarn will be the overbody, or the bubble if you're familiar a lot with Gary LaFontaine patterns. So this fly is very similar in the way it's tied to his deep diving sparkle pupa. The major difference is this fly does not have any weight on it. So we just got two pieces of Antron just kind of hanging off the back. And then for my dubbed body, I'm just using some fawn colored, I'm actually using Australian possum, but you can use any color you want, and I'm using a fawn color because I think it really matches and is similar to the caddisflies that I have here where I'm at. So if you have green, some green bodied caddises, or you want to tie this with an olive, then it's your fly. And if you think that's going to match your local insects, then I would encourage you to do that. So now we're here, and we're just going to bring this material up over the top. And I know I tied it on the sides, and now I'm bringing it over the top, but there's a method to this madness. So I'm gonna, come in up over the top like so. I'm gonna give my line a counterclockwise spin just so I can make sure I keep it corded up good. Now I'm gonna roll this over, and I'm gonna pull these fibers to do the underside. Now, these are loose wraps. I'm not going crazy with really tight wraps at this point. These are just some loose wraps to help hold everything in. So I just want to rotate, get a look, make sure I've got pretty decent coverage all the way around the fly. Now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to pull out my scissors, and right on the top here, just going to work my scissors in there, and I just want to clip just ever so slightly, maybe, you know, just a few fibers to stick back, like so. And that is the trailing shuck for this fly, okay? Next thing we're going to do, now when I've seen Gary LaFontaine and other people that want to mimic how he tied this, he actually took the tip of his scissors and he works it up underneath between the overbody and the underbody. He just kind of pulls it a little bit like so. I've tried it with my bobkin, but honestly, these scissors, they're wide enough that I don't have to worry about splitting much, and I get a good coverage with it. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of work that around the hook, like so. So now we have that tattletale bubbled body. Come in, clip the rest of that material off nice and tight. Now we can give some good hard cranks. All right, for the wing, a lot of places, a lot of recipes will tell you to use just deer hair. This is actually that short, fine deer hair that you use for caparaduns. And I'm just going to clip off a bunch from the hide. And I like the short and fine, especially when I'm tying these smaller flies, because it's that deer body hair can get really thick really quick on you. So we're here, and I'm not stacking my hair. And I'm not stacking it for one real good reason. I tend not to stack caddis wing hair anymore. I used to always stack it. I don't stack it anymore because, well, I was honestly watching an interview that Gary was given, and they asked him if he was stacking it, and up to that point I did stack mine, and he said no. He said if you ever look at the wing of a caddis, they're pretty ragged. and he's right, they are. And he said, so I leave mine pretty rough. So there's the wing, and now we're just going to clip all these kind of unruly front here off. So we just come in with our scissors. You want to get in there as tight as you can when you're clipping that off, like so. We're almost done. We just got a little bit left to do on this fly, and then it will be finished. Now, I've been known to leave it there, but his recipe, so I'm going to be true to his recipe, he actually put a dark dubbed head on it. But if you don't want to, you can certainly leave it there. I'm going to go ahead and put a really thin noodle on. And this is just a dark brown Australian possum. And you can tell that that noodle is just wispy thin and only about an inch long, maybe an inch long. There we have it. You just come in with our whip finish tool. Give myself a little excess line. 1, 2, 3 turns, down, pull, and there you have it. Go ahead and hit this with the scissors. So here is at least my version of Gary LaFontaine's Emergent Sparkle Pupa. All right, hope you give it a shot. If you like this this fly tying, please hit the like and subscribe. And if you know another angler or fly dresser that may enjoy these videos, please share them with them. I thank you for watching, and until next time, I will see you around the vise.